Hey, what's going on, phone dogs? BoHD here, and this is the LTE version of BLU's Energy X smartphone, which was released about 6 months ago. It's the latest BLU smartphone to hit store shelves, and it only cost $129 off contract. What's particularly noteworthy about the Energy X LTE is, of course, the 4G LTE, which is 10 times faster than 3G, and, of course, the 4,000 milliamp super battery that lasts up to 3 days with standard usage and over 30 days on standby time with just one quick charge. Some other specs include a 5-inch HD IPS display, quad-core 1.3 GHz processor, 1 GB of RAM, 8 megapixel main camera, 5 megapixel selfie camera, and of course it's running Android 5.1 Lollipop. Now, with that out of the way, let's lift off the top of the box to reveal the star of the show, which I'm going to set off to the side for now. Underneath, we'll find some of the usual BLU accessories included right here in the box. There's a pair of earphones, a standard micro USB charging cable, and a quick charging US wall wart used to charge up that relatively large 4,000 milliamp battery. If we continue our journey to the center of the box, we'll find some BLU Get Started information packets, specifically a paper detailing the dual SIM card installation process. There's a protective case included in the box and a screen protector, so you'll have all-around protection for your device. No need to go on Amazon and buy any of these accessories from a third party. Now the fun part begins. We get to meticulously peel off the protective plastic from both the front and the rear of the device. Look at that. You'll see that even though a large battery lies underneath the hood, the device as a whole isn't too bulky. It actually measures in at only 8.5 millimeters thick, which is still thinner than a lot of flagship smartphones on the market. For a sub $150 smartphone, it's rare you see manufacturers focus on premium build materials. But BLU has equipped the Energy X LTE with an Austenitine stainless steel and aluminum alloy body with a polished surface and a sand-blasted matte edge that stretches around the entire device. What some may find even more impressive is the back cover is still removable, providing access to the dual SIM card slots and a micro SD card slot for expandable storage. The battery, unfortunately, is non-removable, but it's nice to be able to journey under this far under the hood given its relatively premium materials. As for the display, you're looking at a 5-inch 720p HD IPS display. I'm spoiled by the AMOLED displays found in the BLU Vivo 5, for example. The blacks aren't as deep with this panel, but it's very bright, has good viewing angles, and content is fairly sharp. You can start to make out individual pixels when viewing content up close, but I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker. The 294 pixel per inch index still allows for content to appear crisp and detailed when at arm's length. BLU has been using this skin on top of Android 5.1 Lollipop on many of its recent devices, and in my opinion, it's actually not too bad, but there are some unusual aspects about it that some might find upsetting. For starters, there's no app drawer, so all of your apps will be displayed on the home screens. That is, unless you install a separate launcher of your choice. The drop-down notification panel also doesn't feature any quick settings. Instead, the quick settings are found in their own panel that swipes up from the bottom. There you'll find your Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and airplane quick settings along with many others. You have a brightness toggle and app shortcuts below. What I like about the skin is how well it performs, especially compared to other skins BLU has on their devices. The animations are very fluid. I haven't noticed very many frame drops. It doesn't perform as well as other high-tier BLU smartphones for obvious reasons. The lack of additional RAM is what really hinders its performance the most. But for non-graphic intensive apps like social media apps, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even web browsing and email, all of the basics will run thoroughly without any major hiccups. But the faster you operate the device, that is, switch between apps, and the more graphic intensive apps or games you run, the more strain you will put on the MediaTek processor and the more RAM you will use. For moderate users or casual usage, the Energy X LTE will be more than enough adequate. The 8 megapixel rear and 5 megapixel front-facing camera sensors are there for the occasional photo, but for photographers or photo junkies, you'll probably want to look elsewhere. The rear sensor features an f2.4 aperture with a blue glass filter. You can take some decent shots in well-lit areas, but in a situation with inadequate lighting, quality starts to degrade pretty quickly. I do admire all the work BLU has done in the software department with features like beauty mode, image brightness, HDR, panorama, and night mode, just to name a few. The speaker on the rear can be pretty tinny, delivering a very high, sharp sound compared to a well-rounded or even a low bass-heavy sound. I say that relative to the competition as this is a smartphone speaker we're talking about. In an environment not too overwhelmed with other sound, the speaker does perform pretty well, however. But the reason you should buy the BLU Energy X LTE is because of the battery life above everything else. Everything else comes second as the battery life outspecs most flagship Android smartphones. The 4,000 mAh battery can last you more than 30 days on standby and 72 hours of standard usage. You can get up to 1 hour of talk time with a lightning quick 10-minute charge. What's also impressive, and I mentioned it in the beginning of this video, is the fact that it doesn't add too much bulk to the body. The Energy LTE is only 8.5 millimeters thick, weighing only 183 grams. So for only $129 off contract, the LTE connectivity and the 4,000 mAh battery I think are enough to justify your purchase. If you're interested in the Energy X LTE from BLU, I'll go ahead and leave a link to the Amazon listing in the description for your convenience. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. As always, I'm BoHD from PhoneDog.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.